You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of AllGames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and ZombieCast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Welcome, geeks, gamers, ninjas, and furries and ninja robots. Wow, I messed that up. This is HorsePLAY Live. And this is episode 222, right? 222. Oh, what about radio in the chat? I totally bucked that up. I'm going off script today, and I'm looking at the script. I'm just speaking from the heart. I'm trying to get this in before the house gets crazy. Get furry robots. That's gonna be. You know, sometimes the ad-lib stuff is the best. Anyway, I'm your bald bear lizard host, YOGIZILLA, and this is a Saturday here, where we usually do the show on Thursdays if you haven't been with us that long, or this is your first time. If it is your first time, welcome. This is a show that's about all things geeky. It's NSFW. It's sometimes offensive, but we're just having a good time. And, you know, really the heart of this show has been talking about gaming. We get into a lot of retro stuff and reminiscing. We're definitely gonna go back to those roots. There's definitely a lot more nostalgic, you know, especially now with all the things going on in the adulting world. You know, grandkids having birthdays, and you know, realizing that my son's been in the Air Force 5 years and all this stuff. I'm like, damn, I'm getting old. But you know, it's just part of life. You know, it's the circle of life or whatever. Anywho, before I get all weird on you, tonight, you know, I have some planned topics, and I think I was like, we're baby's first baby. Congrats, bro. Yeah, plenty more to come. Wait till the terrible twos. This is the fun age for you right now. Believe it or not, the diaper changing is the fun time, right? Anywho, I'm a little distracted here too, cause I'm updating my all my games on my Xbox, and we're gonna come back to that. It's gonna tie into one of our topics tonight, which will be casual gaming. Oh, your daughter's an April baby too, man. I'm just realizing just how many April babies there are. April 7th, check that out. There's a lot of April babies, a lot more floating around than I had realized. Let's see, I'm looking at my Xbox One dashboard. GTA 5 has an update. Neverwinter, Monster Hunter, which I really need to get back into. Update for Smite. The Blu-ray app, EA Access. Oh god, and all this stuff. I just realized April's not only my birthday month, but it's also when a lot of renewals take place. Amazon Prime, EA Access. I think my Xbox Live is coming up. So it's like, ooh, got a budget for that too. Jesus, everything has a freaking update. Well, might as well have these going while we hang out for next hour or so. It won't be a quickie. But I do want to kind of get it done because there's a lot of background noise and it drives me batty, and I can't chew gum and walk at the same time anymore. I got the freaking. You can probably hear one of our dogs barking. She's a puppy with way too much energy. and love her to death. But I was against the whole idea because I was like, we can barely keep up with the pets we have now. Why are we gonna add more chaos? But I think my wife might be more of a glutton for punishment than I am. But then she complains the most about it. Like, oh, she won't let me sleep. She keeps bothering me. And I shoot you straight. Sometimes I just sleep in the man cave. Not necessarily because, bad things are going on, but so no way I can get some rest. And, everybody's on a crazy schedule, and, we tend to be night owls. Me, I gotta be up at 4 or 5 in the morning sometimes, and, yeah, I can't be staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning like I used to. It'll kill me. And it's bad enough I don't really get that REM sleep because of sleep apnea and all that stuff. But anyway, getting too personal probably. Might be too uncomfortable for some folks. Maybe hitting too close to home. But, I'm an open book. Throw it out there, That's what this is the channel for me to just let it all out so it won't bottle up. Yeah, WarChild's also on a new schedule too. So it's been harder for us to line up. I'm just trying to get back in the rhythm. My son's working at my job, so I'm driving him to his building, try to get him a gig in my building, so we could just go to the same place together. And I get to the office a little earlier, bang out more shit. Part of the fun of being in the position I'm in, salaried. IT's a 24/7 job, but I have a little flexibility, a little fluidity with my schedule. Anywho. Let's jump into it. I wanted to talk about, I know I've been talking about TV shows on and off, but I haven't really, dug deep. It's really hard to talk about a show without, completely spoiling it. But I'm going to do this with Preacher, which is a show on AMC that is based on a comic book, a graphic novel if you prefer. Oh, there's a spring sale going on Xbox Live. Wow. Remind me to probably look through that real quick, live on the air. I see a lot more people playing Monster Hunter too. Oh God, I'm kind of on gaming withdrawal right now. But again, we'll come back to that. So anyway, Preacher's part of a really good lineup. Games with gold. Yeah, I have no attention span tonight. Let me see what the free games are. Quick intermission here. I don't know what the games with gold are. This is the last day. This is March 31st. Tomorrow's April already. First quarter done. WarChild switching to the Xbox version? Dude. That would be so dope. Because I really do love that game. Okay, hey, so we got Super Hot, free with gold. Trials of the Blood Dragon. Oh, fantastic. Free with gold. And Quantum Conundrum. Well, I gotta snatch these up, son. I'm gonna snatch these up right now. Damn it, I didn't want to do that. There you go. Super Hot's that game that's probably one of the few games that's better in VR. But even as a non-VR game, I hear a lot of people speaking very highly of it. I think it only has 7 stages or something like that. But it's it's a very unique experience. It's the whole thing is first person, but you have the whole bullet time kind of thing going on, but on crack. And you got these scenarios where it's like a puzzle solving, but with action. You just gotta shoot up the place and survive somehow. I probably described it completely shit there, but Far Cry 5 is kind of boring. I might pick it up. I'm gonna get into my gaming wish list too, but I might pick it up just because I haven't played Far Cry since 3, and I really did love that. But it doesn't seem like they changed much with it, and I'm not surprised. But they do have the Far Cry arcade thing, where people can make different maps, and you can play that, and you can do the game co-op. So at least they did that much, because I do dig a multiplayer. Redbox it, please. See, that's the thing. Redbox doesn't work for me. I'd rather just buy it and then play it here and there, rather than having a Redbox. I'll just end up holding on to it longer than I should and end up overpaying anyway. Definitely, I don't think it's a full price game, but it seems like a lot of my friends have it and want to play it. I'm like, get Monster Hunter. I don't know. I hate that when my friends do that. They're like, so what you playing these days? And that doesn't change too much. But I'm like, all right, well, Monster Hunter is really dope. Hey, I got Far Cry 5. Okay, Monster Hunter is really dope. Hey, I got this shit. Okay. So, you know, I try to be a good friend and then I get what they have, but I'm like, what? Monster Hunter, that's a game that has super high replay value. You know, that's a game like I can see myself doing a new run with, playing a different character. Well, it's probably don't need to, because you know you can always change your build up on your main character. But you know, I can see myself going back to it, and I wonder what the end game experience is with that. You know, when you reach a cap, you just keep grinding for new gear. They're gonna keep expanding upon it. I hope so, because it's got a really good formula, and it's a game where the grind does not feel like a grind. It's fun, you know. The squirrel hunt is actually it holds me down. And see, now you got me talking about my game wish list. I'm also I know Sea of Thieves has a lot of launch issues with the server and people griefing players, but you know, I gotta do it. Whoa. Mega Man armor in Monster Hunter? Oh my lord. So there's an expansion out? Shit. I'm so behind. Anyway. Preacher. So Preacher's part of the AMC lineup. You know, of course, everybody knows The Walking Dead. They got Into the Badlands, which has been on, I feel like it has been on hiatus, but I guess the third season is coming out. I think that's a summer show, so that's probably due up. What else do they got? The Terror, that's an AMC show, I believe. I haven't seen it yet, but it looks interesting. They're really killing it, and I gotta say, AMC has gotten a lot more heavy-handed with like the adult themes, you know, just the sexual content and like the gore and just really uncomfortable things. Like, I really have been enjoying the Preacher, but there's parts where I'm like, oh god, like well, hold that thought, 'cause I do have some other news. For my friends out there that, like me, really enjoyed The Expanse and were wondering when Season 2 was coming out, just saw a commercial. Thank God, this is actually a good commercial where they said season premiere is coming soon. I think in April. I am stoked about that. That is a show with super high production value, and I bet you it had good ratings. I bet you they had every intention of keep it going, but because it's such a high production value show, I bet you they had to take a while to, you know, shoot it, you know, and get all the sets going and all the special effects. Because I mean, that shit's like, each episode of The Expanse felt to me like quality sci-fi movies. That's how good it is. I might be overselling it, but it's just something about it, like just the way it was done. It's just, it feels a bit of a void. Because I mean, Dark Matter is dope, Killjoys is dope, but they're lacking some of that space opera kind of vibe that I really like with really good sci-fi. And I guess you can say that about, I guess you can't really say that The Expanse is a space opera, but I don't know. It just gets these notes in there, a little bit of like kind of Aliens vibe in there, and just things that I've been hankering for. So really digging that. Really dug that show when I watched it. I haven't watched it recently, and I can't wait for the new season to come out. So anyway, back to Preacher. So the whole show, as the title alludes to, is about a preacher, right? And again, I'm gonna tell you right now, spoilers, all right? And the first season is kind of a blur in my head, so that's probably for the best if you want to get into it. But he somehow comes across a power that he learns is called Genesis, and he has the power of the word, and I love that because it gets me thinking all all philosophically and about how words are really powerful in themselves. So if you have a holy power, a gift that makes words even more powerful, people will do whatever you want. Can you imagine that? And of course, right off the bat, I said, thinking, well, if his gift is that anytime he tells someone to do something, they'll do it, there's got to be some rules, some limitations, because that's just OP as hell. So, only works, in this season 2, well, I finally caught up, It's the last season they had. You find out it has to be beings that have souls, and of course they have to hear what you're saying. And towards the end of season 2, and I'm jumping way ahead, we're finding out that his power has lost its potency. Maybe he overused it, or maybe there's something else going on. And there's all kind of crazy shit going on. The first season, he's being hunted down by some angels. He steals an angel telephone and makes a call to God, and makes a big church scene about it. Says, I'm gonna call down God, and God appears in the way that you would expect him to be. Well, a lot of people would expect him to be. This popular media. White guy with a white beard. Wait, isn't that Santa Claus? Anyway, and I firmly believe that celestial beings, particularly God, they will manifest themselves in a way that's more comfortable to us. So if you're like a hardcore feminist, who knows? Maybe God will look like Roseanne Barr to you. I don't know. Think about it. If someone's that all powerful and that overwhelming to be in their presence, they would know, hey, I gotta appear in a form that will make it a little more palatable for you, so you don't freaking blow up from just your mind doesn't explode from just being overwhelmed, in awe. Anyway, so we come to find out, I think he started asking him some questions, some biblical things, and caught him missing some discrepancies. He said, "Wait, you're not God," and all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, okay, I gotta tell you, God's missing." And I think it's because he spoke the word, and it got him to tell the truth. So he could command celestial beings even. But anyway, the fun thing too is these angels that were hunting him down. When they come down to Earth, anytime they get killed, they just respawn in video game style. This show is really fast paced. It's completely bonkers, off the wall. I mean, if you have a weak stomach, probably not a good show for you. They end up bumping into an Irish, vampire. And he's got the old school Irish accent and everything, and that's entertaining in itself. And he doesn't feed on humans. He just robs blood banks and hospitals and stuff. And but he eats cats. So I'm like, no, don't eat the cat. There's one scene in season 2 where cat's all sweet on him, and he's in a bodega or something, and the cat jumps down from the shelf and rubs up on his legs, and here kitty, and he eats it. The poor old man that owns the store is looking for his cat. I think, what was the cat's name? Starburst or Miss Bridie, or I don't know, something cutesy. You would expect a relatively tough looking old guy to name their cat. And I'm like, no, don't eat the kitty. And I'm like, but things you kind of have to just set aside, and if you're a Christian, the blasphemous aspects might, turn you off. When it comes to blasphemous content, I think you can't be hardcore about it, because then almost all of secular entertainment would be off the table, right? I just think it's just you have to be mature enough to realize it's fiction and it's not reality, and just dig out the good morsels of storytelling, and the redeeming factors, because a lot of times there's some powerful messages mixed on, hidden under all the veneer of all the sexual content and violence, and the drugs. There's drugs, sex, and violence. I mean, this is a rock star's tale right here. So and season 2 really heats up because they're searching for God. They're on the road. They end up having a giant showdown with a cowboy from hell, who we learn is the saint of killers. It's something that people thought was just a myth, urban legend of sorts. You learn more of his backstory, that he was involved in a great American conflict, and he just became so filled with bloodlust that he almost lost himself until he found a woman that reeled him in, kind of grounded him, and he had a baby, and he started mellowing out until they were killed. And I think they died because of some disease, if I remember. And then he just completely flipped out, and I don't. This part I'm not too clear on. I missed something, but he lost his soul. So, again, we mentioned earlier, if an individual does not have, wow, that is really creepy. I just saw one of the people on my friends list. It says 17 of your friends are playing Fortnite Battle Royale. They got like a picture of a fat man with like a baby's face superimposed. That is really, really, that's the stuff of nightmares. Anyway, let me just press B and back out of that, cause that's creepy. Anyway, catch you up on all the shows, of course, stuff that's come back from the Fall Break, Supernatural, Flash, Arrow. iZombie just started back up. There's a lot of good TV right now, so I'm pretty much getting all caught up with that stuff. Because I'm just so tired at the end of the workday. It's like, all right, let me get a couple 2 or 3 episodes in. And I have trouble sleeping, so that's where I catch up with my TV. But I'm too tired to do anything else, like what I should be doing, maybe exercising more or running errands when instead of putting them off. Or play video games, Jesus. I mean, when you're too tired to play video games, I'll tell you something. It's like, I like to really get lost in it. I don't want to be playing a half-ass, kind of, Anyway, Preacher's one has definitely been really good. Of course, I'm a fan of The Magicians, which is another pretty dark and upsetting show at times. But, really quality storytelling. So what else can I tell you about Preacher? So aside from the Preacher, we have the Irish Vampire. We have Tulip, who's a beautiful Egyptian woman. And I gotta say, like, something about Egyptian girls is it's the eyes. They have they tend to have these big anime style eyes. They're very captivating. That's like that look, She's a cute little thing. She's not like big on the TNA or anything, but she got a nice caramel complexion. I don't usually like short hair, but she's got cute short curly hair, and she's petite. You just want to put her in your pocket. But then she's a little thing, and she's got all this sass. It's just a badass. And you're like, ooh, she's just, where does she keep you all this fire? Kind of remind me of someone in my life. The short ones tend to always be tougher. I guess they overcompensate. Waifu. I think her name is Ruth Nega. I believe is how I pronounce it. Negga. You know what I'm talking about? WarChild. But yeah, she's a cutie. I like her a lot. And just aside from being visually appealing, I think this trio is just really interesting, and she adds, a very important Ruth Bar. Is the last name Bar? Or Ruth Bar? Candy Bar. Yes, I like Baby Ruth bars. Those are good. What you call it though? Well, of course you gotta expect, there's the whole romantic interest. The Preacher and Tulip have a history together. And this story is very, I feel, to me, it feels like very much a redemption story. The Preacher, as the Irish vampire called Padre, just had a really rough childhood. His father got killed. Somehow it leads you to believe that he killed his father because he prayed for it. So you can start. I'm starting to think that he's had this gift for a while. His willpower is. I think the power of Genesis is greater than just telling people what to do. I think is the strength of his will determines his influence over others. Because he prayed for his father to get killed. Cause I guess he was tired of his father disciplining him. Because his father was a hardcore conservative, preacher, out of Texas. Put that all together. It's a pretty rough combo, right? And his father loved him. You could tell his father loved him. He didn't really abuse it, but sometimes you get those really conservative, old school parents. They're tough. I grew up around that. It's like there's always a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure, and it's like Jesus, you feel like you could never live up to it. So I can relate to that. I think a lot of us can. Well, except for like the younger generation, where their biggest problem is, they want me to walk in my job. I can't just sit at my desk and just Facebook all day or Instagram. Oh, I broke my phone and now I can't, do social media. The worries the younger generation have today just drive me crazy. It's just the things they complain about. Anyway, the struggle is real, right? I guess that's the cycle. Every generation gets old and goes. Remember back in the day, we used to do this. First you start off with the good old days. Then you go back in the day. We had to walk, 10 miles through the snow. Now they just teleport to get to where they need to go. Speaking of which, Uber's self-driving car program, that seems like that pilot program's on hiatus because of the thing that happened in Arizona. Apparently, a car ran over a bicycle rider or something, and so now Arizona backed out of the program, and there's all kinds of shit going down. They gotta keep pushing for it, but self-driving, yeah, I don't see that shit hitting anytime soon. Certain things I don't think should ever be automated. I don't really go to a bar much anymore. I just shave my own beard and shave my hair. Once in a while, I go to treat myself and get pampered a bit. Sometimes I'll even go get a mani-pedi with my wife. She wants to go for another one, actually. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I try to boil the shit out of your feet. Ooh, excuse me. But, a taxi driver, a barber, to me, it's also about the experience of having a conversation. If you have a barber or a taxi driver that can't hold a good conversation, it ain't the same, and it ain't right. And it's the same thing like you go into a restaurant. I don't want to have a little machine on the table that takes my order, and then the only thing they do is just bust the food over to me, or little robots bring it over on a tray. It's nice to make those connections. You never know when you might make a friend. I said about this last time. We were talking about the rise and fall of novelty shops and toy stores and stuff like that, and the whole situation with Toys R Us and KB Toys, and how retail, as much as you may complain about it, as much as it might be spoiled by Amazon, there's something to be said about having that experience of walking through aisles and talking to people that are actually passionate about the products they sell. And I think they started to see that because, they started to pay retail employees more, and they try to make up the margin in other places. Like Walmart, I think now is starting people at $11 an hour, which I just learned, which ain't bad, especially just starting out. That ain't too shabby, and down south, that's very much livable income. Unless maybe if you're in Atlanta, things are a little more expensive out there. But smaller towns, even here in Augusta's not as expensive as Atlanta, but it can be pricey some things. But so overall, cost of living down south, nothing compared to like up north, New York, for example, Connecticut. Ugh, crazy. Sipping my beer here. Revolving sushi bar is cool, but gotta be careful with that sushi. You never know. I love sushi, but I'd rather have it made fresh. When it just sits around, I'll eat it, but I'm always a little hesitant, Anyway, Preacher, definitely a really good show. Oh yeah, so the other thing I was gonna mention is that the characters is like a love triangle there, so that gets interesting. And they don't overdo it, like one thing with like the CW shows. Let me see, a sip here. The CW shows go way too hot and heavy into the whole teeny bopper, romance shit, and if it's sickening to me, and I consider myself still a hopeless romantic, as jaded and curmudgeon as I am. you know, that tells you something. They're just overdoing it. They overplay that hand a lot. But you know, I see why they do it. That's kind of the thing. The only show that doesn't do it as much, really, is Supernatural. But it's still pretty people with problems if you think about it. Because the brothers, I mean, the Winchesters are just pretty boys, let's just face it. And it's probably the main draw of the show for a lot of people. Try to hold back a coughing fit here. So, what else can I say about Preacher? I think that's probably a pretty in-depth overview of what happened in the show. It's a fun ride. Some crazy shit happens in it. I mean, you just gotta check it out. I mean, there's like a whole bit where like you find out Hitler is actually a really nice guy, and the history was misreported. Of course, some people might get offended by that. You know, they go, and I think Seth Rogen is actually one of the producers on the show, so that might explain a lot. There's just a lot of cock and balls, you know. It's almost like a Kevin Smith joint, and just like almost sophomoric humor, you know. Just really just insane shit going on. You're like, what the hell is going on? But like I said, it's fun, so definitely worth checking out. Oh shit, Miss Vixen is playing Monster Hunter. Damn, everybody jumping on it now. And I bet these people that just jumped on are already ahead of me. I put in some time into that. What, 30 plus hours in the first week? I hit the game hard, and then second week I was still playing it pretty hard, but then it tapered off. Not because I wasn't enjoying it, it's just life. Anywho, another reason I want to hop off of here, because I have to finish my Hearthstone run and make sure I get my season card back. I'm like 3 wins away from getting it. I've been slacking this month. I did get my season chest though, so that's good. And I think the new year of Hearthstone is starting up. Nergigante. I don't know if I fought Nergigante. Is that the last boss? Oh god, no spoilers on that. I've heard some things. But I said, see, Monster Hunter is just like the Preacher. It's just a great ride. You just gotta go. You gotta experience it. I can tell you all about it, but you won't know until you try it for yourself. There you go. Brought it around full circle. So I already covered the gaming wish list. Last thing I want to talk about. I don't know. Is there anything else I want that people have been playing? There's a few things out there. Let's see. Let's see. So I did play before I kind of went on my another gaming sabbatical, involuntary, shall we say. Request entity too large. What the hell? Interesting. I put an image that's too big or something on my slideshow. I was playing some Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I did kind of want to play that through again. It still holds up really well, and that's the Xbox 360 backwards compatible joint. I'm looking at my gaming list here on Xbox. I played a little bit of Runbow. Don't remember it too well, but it seemed pretty fun. Played Nights into Dreams, the old Sega Saturn joint. Still a fun game. I mean, it's Sonic in the air. And then when you become a kid, you get to run around a very janky 3D world. A lot of the little mechanics elude me, like how the scoring is done. I used to know that shit inside out. But I do still enjoy the boss battles. Well, I just fought the first boss and then I jumped off, but still a fun game. I really think that game, there's something there where they could modernize it and it'll still be fun. So let's see here. I'm looking through deals with gold. Fury is $11.99. Forza 6, what? $250. That's gotta be like oh yeah, cause Forza 7's out. Forza Horizon 2 is $250. Oh, this is a add-on purchase. A Porsche. A Walk in the Dark $349. That looks interesting. It's kind of like a Limbo type of game. Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. Formerly $19.99, now $6. Hand of Fate, which was free. I had a sale on it. I can't see it because I own it. That's a really good game. It's super underestimated. Lords of the Fallen Digital Edition. Formerly $29.99, now $6. This is a good deal. Forza Horizon 3 Expansion Pass. Previously $34.99, now $19.24. I'm not going to look at all this shit because I want to end up... Well, you know what? Let's see. They have a spring sale going on. Let's see. Great deals and more. Save up to 65% on over 380 hot games. Gold members save 10% more. Sale ends April 9th, 2018. Oh, I might have a little... You know, it's funny too because that would work out because I'm going to have some little extra spending cash. It should save for a rainy day, but yeah, it's just something you got to spoil yourself. You just got to do it in moderation. They got a lot of movies on sale. Oh, I saw Thor Ragnarok. That was actually really freaking good. It might even be better than the first Thor. Titanfall 2 Ultimate Edition, $6. That's a good pickup right there. If you don't have that yet, I'll still be down to play that. Mortal Kombat XL, previously $19.99, now $10. Oh, Battlefront 2 apparently is on sale. I can't see the price though. Rocket League. Oh, save $29.99 on Battlefront 2. Save $6 on Rocket League. $24 on Grand Theft Auto 5. A sale on NBA 2K18 currency. Yes, so on the movie side, they got Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. Ooh, interesting. 2018 joint. Murder on the Orient Express. The Man Who Invented Christmas. The Breadwinner. The Twilight Zone. 5 seasons on sale. Coco plus bonus for $14.99. That'd be good for the kids. I actually kind of want to watch that. The Lego DC Superheroes, The Flash, from $9.99. Oh, I guess I got more DC Lego things going on. Spring sale. So let's jump down. Destiny 2 save $24. NBA 2K18 save $24. So it's $30. That's not bad. Oh, Cuphead's on sale. You gotta pick up that game if you like shmups. Call of Duty World War II save $10.20. So it's $44.99. You could probably get a better deal if you buy physical on that though. At this point, and WarChild agrees with me. The Thor Ragnarok is probably the best of the 3 so far. Yeah, Destiny 2. I was getting back heavy into that, and then it lost me again. It's just I don't know. They gotta do something more with it. They just played it too safe with this. It's like more of Destiny. It's a big expansion to Destiny. That's what it is. They just did the shit they should have done in the first Destiny. Anyway, I'm not gonna get to that rant. You know, Agents of Mayhem, $10 with gold. I might jump on that. And does that have? That's supposed to be like the pseudo Crackdown game. I like the art style too. That has multiplayer shenanigans in it, doesn't it? Let me see. Ooh, is Technomaster on sale? I'm gonna keep my eye on that too. $39.99. That might be worth it. I think it could come down more. Valkyrie Revolution, $23.99. Ooh, anime style. Oh, it's like Saints Row. That's what it's like. Yeah, there you go. But it's kind of got almost like a superhero kind of vibe. Let's see. Supports HDR. I know there's a multiplayer there. I just don't know what it's like. Let's see. It's a Deep Silver joint. They put out some good shit. It doesn't say anything about the multiplayer. People say it gets old fast. But for $10, I mean, I'm sure they bought it day one. And, you know, sadly, a lot of games are not good day one purchase. That's just the sad reality of it. And, you know, there's just so much to play. It's like, why jump on day one? Battleborn is $7.50. You know, Battleborn went down. You know, things went bad for Battleborn when you go to Family Dollar and it's in their bid. I think they had it for $5 physical copy. Battle Chasers Night War. That looks kind of interesting. What the art does, the cover art does. $15. What's this about? It's got to be a THQ Nordic joint. Is this like a RTS? No. This is like fantasy stuff. It's got a sword. It's kind of like the Guardian Heroes so far, the way it's opening. Is this... What is this? I like the art style. Is this like a RPG co-op game? Hold up, this video looks dope. They got like some big fighter, you know, type character with a huge sword. Then they got the big lumbering dude who's like a golem. He's got a flamethrower and giant fists. Is that a wizard? Yeah, he's got a book that's floating. Little bald guy. Bald old dude. I can appreciate that. Ooh, a sexy red-headed girl with guns. She can flip around. Yo, this looks interesting. She's throwing bombs. We say damn to, but my little play-by-play of this trailer I'm watching, this dude with a big shield and like is that a Morning Star? Oh, and he can do like some like spells with like some Asian characters or something. Is it like a Asian druid? I don't know what's going on there. Yo, Battle Chasers Night War. This came out 2017. Oh, the Family Dollar bid. Yeah. Kind of unfortunate. I still think it's a good game. Oh, this is the joint that's they said it's, according to them, it's a Battle Chasers Night War is an RPG inspired by the console genre greats, featuring deep dungeon diving, turn-based combat, presented in a classic JRPG format, and a rich story driven by exploration of the world. So not what I would expect from the trailer, but it does look good. It's got like a watercolor kind of look to it. This looks dope. The thing is, does it have multiplayer? Because this would be something I would love to jump on. Got really good reviews. Someone said it's one of the best RPGs since Lost Odyssey. Damn. I had to research this, and it's only a 10 gig install. If this has multiplayer, it's a wrap. Cause you know, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not gonna. I just lose interest too quickly in single player. When I have a friend that can tag along, it keeps me engaged. $15. That sounds like it's worth a look. That looks really that trailer would definitely got me going. Cluster trucks on sale, $10.04, usually $14.99. What you doing, Blue? Especially having a weird dream. She started twitching on my lap. Back to the Future the game. Save $11.99. I don't know how much it is now. Ark Survival. Save $18. Save $30 Explorer Edition, so it's $59.99. Some good shit in here. Darksiders. Which one is this? Furious Collection. War and Death. Oh, is this the 2 games together? $16. Yo. And those are HD remastered. Wow. English. Yeah, it's got Darksiders War Mastered Edition. Free with Game Pass. And Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. Yeah, these are the remastered joints. This is the game I think a lot of people. This is another thing published by THQ Nordic. I think people were comparing it to like Zelda. To me, it always gave me the vibe. I didn't get to play the first one that much. I enjoyed it, but it gave me more of a vibe of like maybe Zelda meets Soul Reaver for some reason. I might have to jump on that. $16. That's pretty good for both of the games. That's damn good. They got Deus Ex. What's this? Demon's Crystals? Ooh, it's a sexy Demon girl. One of my weaknesses. Red-haired demon girl. And a blue-haired demon girl. And a blonde demon girl. What is this? $1.25. Oh, it can't be that good. Local multiplayer, local co-op. Oh, it looks like a overhead shmup type of game. Arcade style. Oh, that looks like it could be fun. Let's see. Someone just messaged me. I think they're ready to jam. But of course, they don't have anything that I play other than this is the one the knucklehead told. Get Monster Hunter, and he said Far Cry 5. Podcasting. Be back later. Also, get Monster Hunter. I'll do all that old shit with them. We could completely demolish the early monsters with my loadout. You said that game is trash? $1.25? I will jump on it just to see the title art. Like, sexy demon anime girls, waifu. So yeah, there's a lot of good shit out there. I gotta say, Microsoft has been getting really good with their promos, but I still feel like them getting rid of the Xbox Live Arcade was a bad move. Which is it's a good segue to my next topic, which is the casual game epidemic. Because you always hear the hardcore gamers versus casual gamers, right? And to me, I believe you could be a hardcore gamer but not play games that much because, you have responsibilities, Adulting takes over. That's kind of where I feel I'm at. I love video games. I'm never going to grow out of it. There's always something to play. There's no shortage. I'm not one of those people that, nothing good's coming out. There's too many things for me to play right now. Like, I actually want to finish Dead Rising 4. But, new shit keeps coming out, and new shiny, and then I get distracted, and then life happens, and then it's like, But, I think there's still a lot of quality games. Yeah, I admit there's not a lot of innovation right now. There's less, like, blockbuster releases coming out. And a lot of people just releasing the same shit over and over again. I will concede to all those points, but I still think video games are great. It's more accessible than tabletop gaming. And it's in a good place. I worry about some of the things, but how much longer am I going? Well, this top probably 10, 15 minutes. But everybody's going apeshit in my house. You can hear the dogs in the background, and I might start punching things. But let me see. Are you on Discord? Let me see. I think Taylor is planning to hop on. Monitor the Discord. Ugh. Alright, Kitty, I'm gonna switch legs because my foot is falling asleep. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually wrapping up with this topic. But I'll wait for you if you wanna hop on. Let's do it. See, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. A lot of the podcasts I listen to, every now and then I'll jump into. He said, if you only have 15 minutes, I won't jump in, so you don't go on for an hour longer. We're only 49 minutes in, so I've been pacing myself. Either way, brother, let me know. And now you can chime in the chat. And we can pick up this topic next week. And I'm going to try to adhere to the schedule. We got to reconvene and see what's good for everybody. Cause I know WarChild had different schedules, so 11 p.m. at night is rough for both of us. Maybe we'll shoot for 8 or 9. Because, yeah, a lot of things have been changing. One of the things that made things even crazier is one of my older kids just moved back in, having some marital issues. I don't know, I won't get too into it, but yeah, that's made the sleep schedule even more interesting, and you gotta adjust everything, right? Portions for cooking and bathroom schedules. You know, even with 3 bathrooms, it could get a little crazy. But yeah, let's shoot for Thursday. And WarChild, let me know if that works for you too, bro. And we'll try to do it earlier. The thing that kills me, we always end up having dinner late. So like if I do it at 8 or 9, then dinner is usually ready by then. We're not a normal household by any means. When I hear about people say having dinner like 6 or 7, I'm like, must be nice. I might be getting in from work at that time if I'm lucky. Anywho, and then I go to the dogs again going ape shit. So I just been thinking about casual gaming, and I think it's unfair for one of the things we do that's unfair is judging people how much they play the games. But I think it's about the quality gaming. All right, so WarChild can't do this Thursday, so maybe we'll pick another day that works for all of us. But Thursday is what we usually do this show, guys. And you can catch us live, by the way, twitch.tv/GeekyAntics. So join us on the Discord, geekyantics.net/Discord. Yeah, I gotta put that out there. And you know what? You can text us too, or leave us voicemail at 646-801-2149. Again, 646-801-2149. That's a U.S. number, so, you know, long distance, international rates, etc. might apply. Or leave us email, mail@geekyantics.net. Casual gaming is king. Look at Fortnite. Yeah, and I think, but see, Fortnite is an interesting case study, right? Because you can say that's the best model for casual gamers. The problem is, if you're brand new in there and you get matched against seasoned players, which they say that, you know, the matchmaking eliminates, but it never does completely, then can you really play that casual? I would say Heroes of the Storm is more of a casual game than Fortnite, because the skill gap in a player that plays Fortnite a lot versus one that just started playing is really hardcore. It's a huge gap. It's a freaking huge divide. Because, I mean, these guys are like fucking shooting their guns and dodging while building shit around them. And, like, it's just seamless, you know. A lot of it, they might be setting up macros and shit, but still. Accessibility is more key. Like, is it easy to get into? Definitely. So, like, being able to just jump in and be able to get some enjoyment, absolutely. But I also feel like there needs to be some satisfaction, immediate satisfaction, so you're not hardcore set out. You're not investing a lot until you can become good enough to really enjoy it. In Fortnite, I think you could argue it treads a very thin line. But I guess if you compare it, which one would you think is more accessible, PUBG or Fortnite? I guess Fortnite. Building stuff aside, because PUBG has a really janky inventory system, and it's got some like Minecraft elements there, where it's like shit that you don't really figure out until someone tells you, or you happen to stumble across it. It's very obtuse, I would say. And it is a free game. Beard must be sponsored by the folks that make Fortnite. He's like, Fortnite is a mobile on every system for free. Play now. No, he didn't say the play now part. I just put that in there. But yeah, that's interesting, you know, because I really enjoy Fortnite, and I'm not trying to knock it down. But I do hear a lot of players, like, you know, complain that they stop playing it, or they prefer PUBG somehow, because Fortnite is like, people will blow you out of the water if you can't figure out the building shit. I would shield the hell out of that game. It is a great game, and I think I do like it better than PUBG. But I think part of the charm of PUBG is how obtuse it is. You know, it's the constant discovery of it. But Fortnite, I absolutely agree. Like, the moment you jump into your first match of Fortnite, you're, you know, getting some sort of satisfaction. You're finding cool loot, cool locations, and you might, you know, be lucky to get a couple of kills. Me personally, I kind of goofed around. I don't think I got my first kill until like my third match. PUBG is too beige. You know, I think that's one of the things you either love or hate. Because again, when you see those games that are kind of like have that washed out color, a lot of like beige and dull kind of colors, I feel like they do that to either push for realism or to make it seem more deep than it really is. It's a really weird developer trick I see a lot. I don't know. Or sometimes that communicates that it's a work in progress. You know, like, oh, well, it's a beige box. You know, you gotta. It's a work in progress. Whereas, like, if it's really colorful and bold, I think your perception is that it's more polished. So you have different levels of expectations. But that's for another discussion. I might just be rambling, but that's something I thought out before too. Like the impact that color schemes have, and like kind of the emotional responses thereof, which I think is pretty fascinating. You don't have to be into psychology. You might think it's bullshit, but colors do evoke different responses in us. PUBG is definitely much slower, but I might see again that a lot of people that can't deal with Fortnite like PUBG for that reason. So I guess it depends on your style, because like I noticed a lot of my friends that are into PUBG tend to like post up more, snipe, or like look out windows and shit, be more like tactical in their movement. Whereas Fortnite is, you know, it feels like to be really good at Fortnite, you gotta keep going, keep moving, you know, and juke the hell out of people. WarChild says, true looking artwork. Oh yeah, and that goes back to the whole ongoing debate are video games art, you know, and that's, to me, that's dangerous, just because yes, they are art, but I don't think they should be primarily judged as works of art, because then you get this shit where, oh, fantastic musical score and just great art direction overall, but it was a shit game. Like, you know, the number one thing a game should, the number one function a game should serve is it fucking fun? Answer that question. If the answer is not yes, and if it's not an unequivocal yes, then what are you doing? Video games are like commercials, and buildings are art. Interesting. We could go into whole other tangents. So you know, back to the whole notion of, you know, casual gaming. And not necessarily, I guess we're not necessarily talking about casual gaming, but it's just the change in gaming as an adult. You know, how you game, when you game, a lot of things change, right? As responsibilities increase and schedules change, right? And I'm just, you know, I notice a lot of my friends that they used to be really, you know, every week they're playing 4 or 5 games. They may go a few weeks as well not gaming. So, you know, it just made me think a lot more. Like, is it really a thing where there's not enough content out there, or is just doesn't work out, you know? And I think it's a lot of the latter. But then, you know, to Beard's, you know, Taylor's point, the whole notion of accessibility, there's another notion to consider there, which is, you know, the ability to just jump in. I guess that's a metric of accessibility. The easier it is to jump into a game, the more bite-sized the experience can be, the more replayable it is, I think, lends to the accessibility, because you know, a lot of games you don't get a full satisfaction until you can, you know, devote 2 or 3 hours at a time. A great example, one of my favorite games, Heroes of the Storm. It's one of the fastest paced MOBAs out there, but even then, you're still looking at 15 to 20 minutes per game. So 3 matches in an hour, and if you're having a bad run, you may not get any satisfaction from that until you play 6 to 8 rounds and then start turning things around. And if you're playing ranked, that's a whole other thing. Now I want to play Heroes of the Storm. I need more friends that play that regularly to really keep me engaged in that. And Dota 2 I love as well, but Dota 2 matches could take the longest match Dota 2 ever had was over 2 hours, if I remember. It was ridiculous. And then I think on average the matches are about 30 to 45 minutes, unless you get steamrolled. So, WarChild's going off on the other tangent, that the thing to this about earlier, that content is horrible right now. Game production has gone cheap. You know, and again, I don't have any shortage of things to play, so I guess I'm not impacted as much because like there's just so many games that I feel like I could go back to. I got the wall of shame of things that I want to play and finish. And I really need to. I'm glad I finally finished Sunset Overdrive, and that was well worth it. Really, really, really slow. Hey, Beard did decide to jump in. I guess I baited you with the topic, huh?
Hang on a second, I'm working on something.
Alright. So while Beard's getting set up, or shall we say Taylor, because he changed his brand now. It's more authentic and transparent now. But he still has the beard.
He'll change again, don't worry.
He'll change again. It's like changing underwear, you know? You get tired of the stink and then you just decide to finally change it. Yeah, that's how we all do it, right?
That's the P. Diddy joke. If too many people know your name, change it.
Oh my god, yeah, he did say that.
That was the best Ciroc ad I've ever seen. Probably one of my top 5 favorite ads of all time.
Oh my god.
That's up there with the shit, why am I drawing a blank on the guy's name? Bruce Campbell. It was an Old Spice ad. It was the first one, I think W and K. I think it's Wheeler and Kennedy that has them. Has the account for them. But it was their first campaign with Old Spice. And he was walking around this circular room talking about experience.
I think I remember that.
That commercial that was from 2002, I think it was.
Old Spice, I gotta say, Old Spice has some of the best commercials. Like, I enjoy them no matter how much they play them, because they're just so goofy.
W and K knows what they're doing with advertising.
What about Young on the Rubicon? Is that the name? Y&R? What's her? I know it's Young and what's nothing like Ernst & Young. Sorry. No, there's another company, isn't there? That is a Y&R. I'm not.
A few of them.
I'm out of touch with the advertising world.
Yeah, so am I.
I used to work for a company that was like the umbrella company that had a bunch of those companies in there, including publishing companies like Simon and Schuster. So like I was really exposed to that shit back then.
I used to apply to all those companies weekly.
Yeah, and it's funny. As much as people said, like, you know, traditional media and print media, all that stuff's dying. There's still a lot of opportunity there, and some of these companies are still growing.
The other day, I was watching opening day of baseball because there was nothing else on TV. I'm thinking to myself, like, how much does radio ad revenue still factor into how much money baseball makes? It has to be a lot because those stands are fucking empty.
Well, yeah, it has to be, and radio is still stronger than fucking even like the biggest podcast apps, which is why iHeartRadio has invested into the traditional radio side, and they're syndicating.
Going out of business or declare bankruptcy or something of that nature.
Yeah, but you know, that's the joke these days. Like, everyone just declares bankruptcy, and you never know what it means. A lot of times it's just people are getting overpaid, and the revenue is not trickling down.
Yeah, so they'll do what Toys R Us did and have a private leveraged buyout, and then 5 years from now it'll explode as opposed to right now.
Or they could bounce back. You never know.
That pisses me off. Well, someone else is gonna buy Toys R Us because that company and that business model will never go away.
And I don't think it should.
No, it shouldn't. That place was magic for kids and still is. You take a kid to, well,
it's magic. It's magic for me. I still enjoy when I go in there. It's just because there's nothing like it really, if you think about it. No, I mean, you never take your son to Toys R Us and just as an excuse for you to, like, you know, window shop and pick up little toys.
No, because everything I want is electronics and expensive.
Oh my god, you're no fun.
I am. I'm aware of that.
Oh my god.
I want cameras. I want computers. I don't. He has his toys that he plays with, and I'll play with them with him. But the stuff I want is also like drones and other expensive.
No, I get you. I mean, I like that stuff too, but I still like simple little things, like things that you could put in your office and fidget with, you know? Like Tangle toys or Slinkies, you know? God, and you and I are both at IT, but I still like non-tech stuff. I'm not. Sometimes I just want to actually disconnect and just like get away from all the tech.
That's why I have a sketchbook.
Okay, that's true. That's your escape. So that works. I'll allow that. So WarChild's jumping in and out of here. I think he's having some tech issues.
Must be.
Yeah, I think I got it under control.
There we go. So guys, it's been a little while.
The video game is art conversation always gets me interested and gets me hooked because
Get them riled up.
people don't look at it as it's supposed to be. They want to look at it like museum art, and that's not how you look at it.
And see, that's my thing. Like, you can still judge it like you would, any other kind of art, but there's still a function that needs to be served, you know. Whereas
I think it's
Video games. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's more of an eclectic art where, you could compare somebody who goes to the museum and they see it's that one piece of art where it's a single dart, or not a dart, excuse me, one piece of art where it's like a single red dot in the center, and then it evokes so much emotion for that one person, and somebody else would look at it like I don't understand it. It's just a dot. Whereas in my opinion, video games are more, they evoke certain memories. It's the same thing. They'll evoke certain memories and certain feelings in people, depending on how the visuals and the let's say music, as well as sometimes the storyline will stir their emotions.
yeah, and I guess also to that end, you could say video games are to an extent less subjective. There's some things that are absolutely objectively, you can assess them on an objective level, and then there's the art part where for everyone it's something different. Like people love what's that big game on PlayStation that everybody freaking loses their shit over? Not on Uncharted, the other one.
The Last of Us.
Yeah. I feel it's a dumpster fire of a game, but I can see.
It was terrible.
I couldn't.
Exactly.
I couldn't get into it. I tried. Maybe it's because I didn't play long enough into it, but you could take something like that, and I'll give you another example. The Order 1887 or 1874, whatever the heck it was called. I don't know. The game was horrible to me.
That was an expensive tech demo.
Yeah, and it was extremely horrible. And as wonderful as the artwork behind it looked, it didn't do anything for me because of the fact that it's almost like somebody spending, let's say, half a year on trying to make a wonderful piece of art, and then all of a sudden all that time and effort was wasted because it was rejected by people.
No, think of it this way. It's not. Don't think of the video game as like a masterpiece piece of art. Think of it as you would a jingle for a product.
I like jingles still.
Yeah, there's a lot of art that goes into it. There's art that goes into crafting the music. There's art that goes into crafting the lyrics for it. But at the end of the day, it's a product that's being sold.
Well, I could agree with that.
So you can look at it as they put all this work into the art and into the creation of it, but it was a shit product.
See, your kind of metaphor there with jingles is interesting because I think there's two types of video games, two type of gamers you could kind of say as overall archetypes, right? But there's different variants within that, right? But let's say there's just two main buckets. You got the folks that see video games as art, as experiences, right? So they want the strong narrative, they want the emotional experience, they want something that they could tell stories about and share that experience perhaps with their friends by recounting their experience or how they took it. And then there's more the multiplayer folks that are there more for the social experience and the high replay value. Because a lot of these story-driven games is more artsy kind of productions, don't have replay value, but you'll remember them for a long time because they evoke a deep emotional response, or they're memorable. But like just it gets in your head like a good jingle, right? Like that's what a good jingle does. Is whether you love it or hate it, you know everybody knows that what's the one Nationwide, right? They do that whole do 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 do, right? Isn't that the thing they do? That little tune that gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, something like that. Or
like
J.G. Wentworth.
What was it? No, just State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And Nationwide has another one. I forget how it goes now. But when you hear it, you know it right away.
But I don't know. I would say that it's easy to consider video games nowadays not really art, but more of a commercial, because that's how they're putting them out. Because and I can agree with what you're saying, Yogi.
They're not.
In a sense, and I guess it's because I don't know. There were still deadlines back then, but the deadlines now, possibly compared to back then, they weren't as strict. They knew what they had, and they didn't have as much competition. Now it's like we gotta.
Majora's Mask was 18 months from inception to release. Deadlines are the same as they've always been. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is people are thinking harder about it. When in actuality, no, these are products that are being sold. These aren't symphonies. Some of them have these lofty aspirations. Like, look at Shadow of the Colossus. That game is hailed as a mastercraft of art. At the end of the day, if no one bought it, it was going to be a failure. Even if it was this great piece of artwork.
That's true. Yeah. And that's and
it's not deadlines.
But it definitely
too hard about something that's mass.
They've definitely accelerated those development windows just with all the framework that's out there now and the sprints that they do. You got to think about it. Like the games are greater in scale now, but relatively speaking, they're coming out faster. They're a lot more efficient with the processes, which is why maybe. Because they're now forced to take more time with the development of them, they're spending less time on the quality control. And I think that's a fair debate. But the other side,
quality control's gone because of early access. Companies are getting paid before the game's even out.
Well, that's the thing. We're encouraging them. We're enabling them to release unfinished products, and we keep voting with our wallets. But see, the other side to this whole thing is that I feel as, me personally, I feel like the older I get, the less I have time for these big experiences, these games that require 40, 50 plus hours, and then once you're done with them, you're done with them, but it'll leave some kind of imprint on you. And I would love to have that time, but it's like a lot of those games, again, back to accessibility, another thing you have to consider with accessibility, is if you put that game down for a little bit and you jump back into it, can you still get enjoyment out of it? And a lot of times, if you're not playing in contiguous blocks and picking it up, every week or at least once a month, you can stay away from certain types of games and try to jump back in. You have to start all over or just write it off as a loss. And I find that I've had that problem personally, and maybe it's just me because I'm old and I can't remember where I'm at. I'm like, what was I doing here again? But with like these story-driven games that people like jerk off to, they're like, oh, best game ever. And then I play and I'm like, yeah, I didn't get that impression. But a lot of it is because of my schedule, so I probably don't give it a fair chance. But there's like a tipping point with these things where you have to invest X amount of time to get 10% in, and then it really opens up, and then you have your aha moment. But the older you get, I feel like you don't have the opportunity to put that much investment in. So if you're not getting that big revelation right off the bat, then it's almost like it's not necessarily instant gratification, but it needs to be something that gets you immersed, it gets you connected, engrossed in that experience, makes you feel like, I don't want to say married to it, but it makes you feel some kind of commitment, some need to keep coming back. Like, I guess that might be Hearthstone, for example.
That's the same thing with all forms of media. If a movie's not good in the first 20 minutes, if it doesn't hook you in the first 20 minutes, you're going to lose interest and eventually just stop paying attention entirely. Same with a TV show. If it's not good within the first 3 episodes, or for some people, if it's not even good the first episode, you're not going back to it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people will judge a show off a pilot.
I think
you got a
sometimes
small
they
window
just
to hook. Go ahead.
I think sometimes they just add too much content because it's almost like trying too hard. Look at, in my opinion, Skyrim, right? I love Skyrim, but all the NPC narration and all that other extra stuff, I kind of could have cared less about because it was too wordy, TLDR, if you will. And I'm not there to spend, let's say, 24 plus hours listening to one NPC talk about how great the grapefruits are and how important they are to the storyline. And I think that's why, comparison, I think that's why I didn't like reading The Dark Tower, because it was too descriptive. It was all about. I like the idea behind it, but it's just.
Dark Tower is overwhelming. Right. I mean, when you pick up one volume in it and it's like 100 pounds, you're like, how many more of these are there? Yeah, and that's how I feel with a lot of video games. I'm right there with you.
It's the Tolkien school of world building. It's I'm cool tell. It's explicitly tell everything. And
I'm cool with
Skyrim,
that, but I don't
Skyrim
need you
to
to
its
tell
detriment.
me how.
Skyrim to its detriment did that too much.
Yes,
and Skyrim wasn't good.
See, and I bet you, if you were young with no responsibilities, not a care in the world, and you play Skyrim, your experience was completely different because you're okay with that extra stuff, that extra detail. You crave it.
Skyrim came out 12 years ago when I was fucking 19. I played it. I hated it.
Yeah.
Nothing in that game actually mattered. The only reason that game had the legs that it did is because of the modding community. If it wasn't for the modding community, that game would have been brushed away as the boring, mile-wide, 1-inch deep puddle that it was.
And maybe I don't know.
I played it without the mods, and I enjoyed it. It's just, like I said, the wordiness to it, because sometimes it's like that song goes, a rose is just a rose. Sometimes you just got to keep shit simple. You know, you don't need to go all the way out. You don't need to have 5,500 side quests dealing with whatever. Sometimes you just keep it simple, like Monster Hunter, for example, right? There is like a shitty storyline behind Monster Hunter. I couldn't even tell you why we're hunting these monsters. I just know that we're going out, beating the shit out of these things and wearing their skin and their teeth and all this other stuff because it's fun. And
yeah, there's some things, like you said, you don't need this large grand story. Monster Hunter thrives off the fact that it's, hey, look at this cool monster, let's go kill it.
Yeah,
it's just the sense of accomplishment.
Yes, and it's funny because way before Monster Hunter, I was playing Jade Cocoon back on the original PlayStation, and that had a great storyline behind it and everything else. But if it was more like Monster Hunter, I mean, it probably would be amazing to me right now. I still am trying to go back and find the actual copy of Jade Cocoon, and I found out that there's a Jade Cocoon 2. Eventually, I'll go back and get them. But if I had to compare the old school Jade Cocoon and the Monster Hunter, I mean, I would say that Monster Hunter is in somewhat a successor to Jade Cocoon.
Phantasy Star Online as well.
Yep.
It's a similar idea. There's
another good one.
There's a set number of monsters you're fighting, but there's also wide breadth of weapons that you can find to kill said monsters with. You'll be killing the same dozen or so monsters repeatedly, but the fun is getting the cool stuff out of it. It's like Diablo as well. It's that same Skinner box. You get the reward so that you can then go back out and do it again.
I think I like that setting or that environment a lot better than, say, an MMO, because half the problem with the MMO, in my opinion, is the fact that you know where the monsters are going to be at. So if you just wait in the spawn area and you've got a quest where you got to pick up 5 rupee truffles or whatever, all you got to do is just wait and kill 5 random blue-winged bats, and you get these 5 rupee truffles, and you're like, okay, what now? I think that's why I didn't like WoW either.
With MMOs, it's less about the quests and what you're doing, and more about who you're doing it with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. And again, I go back to what I said. Yeah, you're either more leaning towards the art, the experience, story side. Well, there's always an experience, right? But you know, the experience for a certain type of gamer is more the art, the story, right? That side of it, or is the social side. Because you always hear people say, I'm not really that big of a multiplayer guy. So those are the ones that like The Last of Us and they like, you know, Uncharted. And then when you talk about Fortnite and other stuff like that, their eyes glaze over. And then vice versa, you know, you got the hardcore Call of Duty guys and all that stuff. And you talk about Skyrim and they're like, ain't nobody got time for that.
That's the funny thing, because excuse me. I think this is why I went back and I purchased Monster Hunter on the Xbox, because originally I was playing Monster Hunter on the PlayStation 4. I ended up mainly playing with friends, which there's nothing wrong with that until you're on a mission where, let's say, you've got 2 deaths already, or whatever you're gonna call them, and everything relies on this last I don't know, horn. And then somebody shows up and somebody dies, and that just kills everything. I mean, that's some random symptoms, you know. Your mission is failed because somebody showed up when they're like, Leroy Jenkins.
Well, that's why you could make your session private.
And then I'm playing solo, and then I'm fighting something like Nergigante, and I'm getting my ass kicked.
Yeah. You need at least one rodeo clown for a lot of those monsters. Someone that will draw out the aggro.
Nah, have you fought Nergigante yet?
The last I remember, I got up to the part where I fought the dude that does like the flash bulb thing that blinds you, and then I got a little further past that. It's like the flying squirrel, the electric squirrel. That blinds you.
Okay, yeah.
And I got a little past. Yeah, I got ways to go. I fought Homeboy in the Grand Canyon, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Trying to remember what else I did. I know it's getting much harder. I know I still have ways to go because I haven't even gotten to the part where I could equip charms. So I know that's gonna open up a whole new layer of depth.
I think that's why I'm kind of laughing at you, because you're talking about drawing the aggro from Nergigante. But Nergigante is aggro. You don't draw him. He does whatever the hell he wants. Yes. Fuck your couch. That's his attitude.
See, and you know, that's what's funny. Like, these days when I game, the experience I like and the stories I like to share with my friends and stuff, and on the podcast, you know, and our friends in the audience out there in the ether of the internet, is just like funny shit that happens while you're playing the game. You know, like, hey, the other day I was playing Rainbow Six Siege, and some guy on my team smoked bombed the whole team. We got shot through a wall. Thanks. You know.
It's funny, but can you consider glitching an art form?
You know, I see why that exists for speed runs, But I still like watching long plays where like the speed comes from knowing how to defeat enemies quicker and taking shortcuts that are actually meant to be taken and not glitching. Because like when I see someone glitch, it's like, okay, now I'm at the end of the game. It's like, yeah. I actually want to see the game progress.
Yeah, it kind of loses some of its the gravity of it when it's like, oh, I'll just press these buttons up against this wall and boom, end credits.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think
I like the.
I was gonna say the unintentional glitches are the ones that are the best. Like the one I had to deal with a group of mine when we were playing Gears of War. I think it was Gears of War 3. We were doing the multiplayer, and it was on the hotel level. I can't remember the name of it, but basically you got all these. You got the grubs coming in, and they're flooding the hotel, and you're trying to fight them. And after I think it's about 4 or 5 rounds, you go to a boss fight. One of the boss fights ended up being a Brumac. So the Brumac is almost as big, if not bigger, than the hotel, and obviously he can't go through the door because the door.
Oh, I remember that stage. You're talking about when you're in that it's like I'm picturing it in my head. It's like a is there like a water fountain in the middle? And it's like a huge like a front area of a hotel, like it's all like lavish and all these like balconies and shit, like different levels. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god, yeah, that was a good. I like that whole sequence.
Well, the Brumac glitched through the door, and he started walking the path of the hotel, and there was nothing we could do. It's like there was a wall, and then there was a Brumac, and then the Brumac, if he touched you, you died, and.
I do like those kind of glitches, and I don't want to take anything away from like the professional speedrunners, because you know a lot of those glitches are impressive technical feats, but a lot of times what I enjoy with speedruns is getting like a condensed version of a game's completion, but like actually walking through the meat of the experience. You know what I mean? But just in a shorter time frame, you know, without all the deaths and shit. But
like the Dark Souls low level speedruns.
Yeah, exactly that.
They're not exploiting broken things in the game code. They're exploiting the actual mechanics of the game.
And that's impressive. I mean, because the level of precision you need for that shit to play it legit. I mean, I don't know.
I was watching a video that was a breakdown of the original Super Mario Brothers, that speedrun of just level 4-2.
Is that the one where you gotta jump over all the what do they call it, bullet bills, to make it through these huge gaps?
The holes in the floor, and then there's the line that goes up, and then you can go to 8-1 from there. And you have to. They were glitching through the brick wall.
Well, you said Vine.
It by accident.
You're talking about SMB2?
The original Super Mario Brothers.
I don't remember that in 4-2.
The original 4-2.
Well, was that the level where we had to jump like there's a lot of mushrooms and like long jumps and shit?
Yeah, there's one long jump at the very beginning.
And like there's no ground. It's like everything's like crazy ass jumps. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. That's the one that most people try to skip through the warp, right?
That's the one. Yeah, you do the warp there. But when they were hashing out that speedrun in order to gain like 3 seconds on the world record, and they're just steadily figuring out how you can break the game's code so that it thinks you're like 6 pixels further forward than you actually are, so you can take a pipe down instead of having to wait for the vine to grow up through the top of the map. And that shit's insanity.
Yeah.
There's a special place in the gaming pantheon for that type of speedruns. But yeah, the non-glitch, just run through the game as quick as possible speedruns will always be my personal favorites as well.
So that kind of glitch, not as annoying, right? Because they're just shaving off a little bit of time and a little bit of content, right? Like you're skipping an animation. That I don't mind as much, right? You're still getting the full experience. So that I get, you know, they try to beat a record. So they try to figure out what's the logic in the code here, like, you know, what triggers the vine to grow, and when can I actually engage with that object. So that's kind of cool, right? But when they like you said, skip straight to the end credits, like, come on.
That's not what I came here for.
Yeah. Although some games like that friggin' Kid Chameleon game, shoot.
Yo,
Give me right to the end boss.
I'm sorry though, I love that game. I mean,
don't get me wrong, I love it. It's just like getting all the way to the damn end boss. It's like, fuck.
It is a long game, and it is very grating.
The wall. You remember the wall?
Shit, what I remembered very distinctly is when you get to like kind of, it might not be the midpoint, but I think you're like a third of the game through, where you get to play as the Fly, and there's that part where you have to like, there's a lot of like again, bottomless level, and you have to do a lot of like freaking shimmying, like jumping from ledge to ledge while avoiding enemies, and then if you fuck it up, you have to go through that level as just like a regular character or whatever, and it's like almost unplayable. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like a building texture tile set that they use there.
Oh yeah, see, I used to love those. Those levels were cool. I love those levels, but the one I'm thinking of, you had the screen would progress, and if you didn't walk,
where the edge eats you. Yeah, those were a pain in the ass too. If you missed a jump,
but if you didn't, yeah, there was a bunch of jumps in this, because if you didn't move, there was this big ass mechanical wall that had drills and saws.
Yeah.
Lord only knows what else in there.
See, that was smart, because they actually explained the old trope of video games, like, why do I die when I touch the edge of the screen? It doesn't even make sense.
Well, you know, the worst thing about that is there was more than one of those levels. Because I think there might have been 2 total, but one was enough in my opinion, because say you messed up something, you have to literally sit there and watch the wall come at you as you're stuck in a nook or a cranny.
So, you know, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You get pinched. You know, that makes me think of Battletoads. I think one of the main reasons people hate that game, they would have otherwise loved it if it wasn't for the rat race level. Because, you know,
the one with the little jet skis and everything, right?
Yeah, and you got all those crazy jumps, and you have to time them just right. Because, you know, it's like that game to me is a masterpiece. But I get it. Like, you go from a beat 'em up and you know, some light puzzle solving, all of a sudden you're racing, and it changes the whole dynamic of the game. So, like, most people did not see anything beyond what was it, the 4th level in the game, and then the rest of that game is amazing. But if you can't figure out the patterns in that rat race, you're done with that game, and it sucks, because like the other level, like the level design in that game is just fantastic. Every single level in that game is good. Like the snake level where you have to like jump up on the snakes as they turn around and avoid the spikes and shit. The tower at the end.
I was probably that guy that rage quit.
Oh man.
And I don't rage quit often, but when I do, it's usually pretty bad. Like I have no idea what the end of Ninja Gaiden 2 looks like, because I messed up, and it was the second time you had to fight the Bat Boss or whatever, and I didn't realize I was going into a boss battle, because I'm thinking to myself, I'll just save here, and then I can probably find some things that I need in order to make sure that when I encounter the boss, I'll be ready. Oh fuck.
Yeah, but at least Ninja Gaiden gave you the save points. You know, you keep grinding until you finally beat it.
I
rage quit Demon Soul so hard that I took it out of my PlayStation and brought it back to GameStop the same day. Like it wasn't even like rage at all. Like, I played for about 6 or 7 hours. I calmly pressed the eject button, put the disc back in the box, drove back to GameStop, returned the game. And my whole thought process was games should be fun. I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I did
I
Ninja
didn't.
Gaiden, but I didn't. Go ahead.
I didn't touch a Souls game again after that until Bloodborne.
Well, speaking of which, I'm a little excited about Dark Souls Remastered. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that was one of your things, is that, you know, the first one was so janky it was almost unplayable. So that addresses the big problem with that game.
Yeah, if all I want from that game to make it playable is you just take the refined Dark Souls 3 engine that they have now
Yep.
and slap it in Dark Souls instead. I mean,
Yep.
at the core, it's still the same game.
And get rid of the jaggies in the process, because it's the same engine.
Yeah, it'll make it
Dark
look prettier.
Souls.
It'll make it play a
I
little bit
see.
smoother. I know the whole get good aspect of it is there, but that's just an excuse for terrible controls. Play
See,
Shadow of the Colossus
I
and
agree
tell me that you
completely.
shouldn't get good.
I agree completely. Like, you know, I bet you there's still games out there that use tank controls, and you know that's really what made the first Resident Evil game so challenging. Is that the controls were just terrible. You're fighting against the controls, but that was the standard for the time. But Resident Evil was particularly bad, and then the cameras made you were fighting the cameras
God.
or the cameras or the controls, and you know that's no. And people say get good,
I
but
hate tank controls.
again, accessibility. You know, if you if the main challenge of the game is fighting the controls, that's not a fun experience. No matter how good the game
Shadow of the
is.
Colossus.
Yeah, see?
Everyone forgets, or everyone forgot until the remaster came out. The controls for that game are fucking cancer. Like, seriously, the main boss of that game is the controls.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah.
had forgotten about it until The Last Guardian came out. And then people were like, wow, were Shadow of the Colossus' controls this bad? Is my memory failing me?
Yep.
And then they went back and played it and were like, wow, this is terrible. Let's hope that they fix it for the remaster. And then they didn't.
And I guess that kind of stuff happens every generation. There's stuff that we're apologetic for because we see the potential, right? So it's like, man, this is such a good idea, but this one thing is bad, and so you again, if it gets you hooked early enough, then you soldier on through it, and then you start apologizing for you're like a battered woman, like, well, yeah, this game's beating me up, but I know deep down inside it really loves me. I'm sorry. No offense to anyone out there that happens to be a bad woman. We've all been in bad relationships at some point in our lives.
Oh God.
Yeah, but
New topic.
let's go back to Shadow of the Colossus for a second. Because that game is a masterpiece. Flawless, no. Masterpiece, yes.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted thinking that I hate that game. That's probably my favorite game in the PS2 era.
I think my Shadow of the
still.
Colossus would probably be Soul Reaver. Because that game had
Oh my God.
Soul Reaver had
Yes.
plenty of jank in it, but like the level design, the boss battle, like just the encounters you had, like I really felt engrossed in that world and I cared about what was going on. I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then like you could, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's really annoying, like, you know, when you lose souls, you gotta like go into the another world and collect more souls and then go back to the other world and swap it back and forth. It's kind of annoying. It slows it down. Yeah, I get it, but you know, it fits the storytelling, the whole experience of it, and it's a cool mechanic because you get to explore the world from two different perspectives. Sometimes you have to get into that nether world to find certain shit. And I mean, yeah, there were opportunities. It was definitely not flawless, but I mean, it's been a while since I've played a game and been like, yo. And then again, a lot of it's my fault. Like I said earlier, like the whole casual gaming thing for me, and not that I don't want to play games more often, it's just I don't have time to invest into these epics. I would like to, but I don't want to like put 5 hours into a 80-hour game and then give up on it.
I think that's where a game like Breath of the Wild did it right.
Right.
Breath of the Wild had an absurd amount of depth and openness to it. But for people who just wanted to get in, go kill Ganon and be done with it. And then there's extra there for when you have your free time to go explore. They did it right.
I've heard that from a lot of people. In fact, a lot of the podcasts I listen to, people are playing that every month, like just playing bits and pieces here and there and revisiting it. I'm like, damn, that speaks volumes. Now, WarChild, I didn't want to clip you on the Soul Reaver love. I see you there. Is that one of your favorites too?
Yeah, I love
Legacy
that.
of Kain series.
Yeah, I wish I could experience more of it, especially Legacy of Kain, because I saw that game in Electronic Gaming Monthly, I think it was called, years ago.
EGM, yep.
I think it might have been EGM too, but either way, I saw it. It made me curious. I just didn't have my brother was the one with the PlayStation, so I never really got a chance to fully experience some of the games. But speaking of all these remasters and everything, I just wish they would go and remake some of this shit and unfuck the controls.
Yo,
Because
if they remade that game with new engine, the whole series, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2, there's another one in there. But if they remade that whole series, yo,
I was thinking more along the lines of what is it? The Resident Evil games, Tomb Raider, Gem Vendetta. The list goes on and on. Games from whenever I guess you could say the pinnacle of when we were playing games.
Zombies ate my neighbors.
That is a fun game. See, Zombies Ate My Neighbor is in that same box for me as Smash TV. Just big dumb fun.
God, Smash TV, yeah. Now I wish they would bring back Power Stone from the Dreamcast.
Oh my God, yes.
If they would make
Sega
Dragon Ball Z games, yeah, I know, right? Well, no, I can't say that. Sega. It's not that Sega hates money. It's just that, well, I think they get caught up in some of the wrong projects. Like when they did, I think it was Sega that did Alien Isolation. Shoot, Konami screwed up.
That's it.
That's why you got the new Kojima now.
I'm gonna say this real.
I wish that I had won the Mega Millions, that $500 million jackpot.
Oh Jesus, right?
Definitely put together as much money as I possibly could to buy Castlevania from them.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, yo, real quick.
Let them keep the Netflix rights. That's fine. I just want Symphony of the Night, and I want it redone in HD.
That'd be dope.
Amen.
But Taylor, I don't know if they're doing. I know they're doing this in Georgia, but do you do lottery at all?
No, I generally avoid it because I'm a degenerate gambler, and if I
God, yeah, it's a slippery slope, yeah. Every now and then I do scratch offs and I'll win like $100, $200 here and there, nothing too crazy. But now they're doing this thing where when you do the scratchers, if you save them, you get a second chance if you put them in online, which I bet you a lot of people are not doing because they're derps and they don't pay attention.
They started doing that here in Connecticut a couple of years ago. It would be you save your tickets and then you can have a second chance drawing for some of them. Also, it's just smart in general if you play lottery to save the tickets because you can write it off on your taxes.
Yeah.
If you lose, you can claim a certain amount of gambling losses.
Yeah, you put it on your capital loss, right?
Something like that. I don't think it's capital loss, but there's a gambling loss function. And if you win, say you win a $10,000 jackpot on a scratch ticket. You're paying $4,000 in taxes. Say you have $3,000 of tickets that you've purchased over the last year or two, just sitting around. You can claim that towards it as tax already paid, and then you keep more of your jackpot.
Yeah, and see, that's what I was thinking
that.
about. Like, that's something people take for granted. Because, like, you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, your chances of winning are really low. But this is how I look at it. Let's say you just play $20 worth of scratches a week. That's probably $20 you would have spent buying Starbucks or some bullshit, right? And then when you finally hit, yeah, you probably already paid for it, but surprise money. So that's your play money. And, you know, on the nice side, you're also is serving a good, you know, thing to service society, because that's tax money. That's what the lottery is, a big source of money for, you know, the states. You know, so it's a necessary evil.
Just don't play lottery in Illinois.
Why is that?
That's bankrupt and already in debt. They've borrowed out of it so much that they are unable to pay jackpot liabilities.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I know some shit was going on in Illinois, but Jesus, I didn't know it was that bad.
Chicago's gonna bankrupt that entire state.
Dang.
Yeah, so remind me not. That might be why I kept getting pulled over last time I went to Chicago. They're probably trying to get the fucking money.
They're trying to recoup as much tax as possible, and if you have an out-of-state license plate, you are prime target.
Well, I was in a rental, but I got lucky. I talked my way out of it, but this guy pulled me over. It was this really buff guy, and he sounded like Mayor Quimby. It was great.
Wouldn't it be kind of weird?
It was spot on.
If you won a lottery, and they're like, "Congratulations, you owe $400,000." Like, wait a minute, this isn't how it works.
That's how it works now. They just hand you a bill and run off. It's like a Simpsons joke in real life.
You ever see that show Jeopardy? Yeah, that's what you're in now if you don't pay us.
See, and the thing is, too, if you win a large amount, right, then you're paying taxes on the front end and the back end. That's the only part that sucks.
And you're paying taxes every time you spend your money.
Yeah, that too, the sales tax. So it's just so you gotta claim that shit.
That's why I would wait a whole year. Yeah, I would wait a whole year after I won the lottery, and I would work for one more year, let the interest build up, then I'd move on.
Taylor, real quick, on the adulting front, is that a Schedule C you fill out for that?
I don't know, because I never, I don't itemize when I do my taxes, because I'll probably have to do that next year, because I'm actually going to be making enough where it's going to matter.
Yeah, because for most people, the standard deduction is better.
Yeah, the last 2 years, my accountant was like, standard deduction is going to have you at about the same as if you were to itemize, so don't bother with it.
Yeah.
But next year, I'll probably end up having to, and maybe the year after. I'm not sure.
The other thing that's interesting is the AMT is still in play for people that make, what is it, $50,000 or more. That's the alternate calculation they use for the offset. So that's interesting. So. There's all kind of great shit.
It'll be nice to see how next year's taxes shake out with the new tax policies.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for tax returns purposes, but like for me, I'm actually making less money now because what ended up happening is, yeah, they reduced the taxes taken out, but the health insurance premiums went up. I'm like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
What was it for you? Was it the same for you, WarChild? Because you're in Georgia too.
Nah, I still have to do my taxes.
No, but I mean on your check, did the tax breaks offset your health insurance, or did you end up at a loss?
I'd say it's pretty much the same. I guess because how does it? Actually, yeah, the health insurance didn't really seem like it increased or decreased. It was pretty much the same. So I guess I lucked up there.
All I know is I'm seeing like an extra $50 a week in my paycheck, so
Well, lucky you.
I'm fine with that.
I wanted the other direction. That's all right,
now that I
though.
think about it, I can also select the healthcare type I want. So
Yeah, I was talking to one guy at my job, and for him to like put all his kids on the insurance plan that we just switched to, it was gonna cost him $2,400 a month. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's like that's half your pay gone right there.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Fuck that. It's like, all right, guys.
And then if the kids are like, say they're in like the you then have to pay like daycare. That's your entire paycheck.
Oh God, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, daycare is fucking expensive. That's why you gotta be cool with your relatives so they can always like watch your kids for free. Pro tip.
Work a night weekend job so you can spend all week with your kids.
Yeah, that's good too. I know a guy that does that.
Or as soon as your kid comes out, you hand him a rifle and like a week's worth of rations, and you say, "Time to be a man now."
You gotta give them a couple weeks first. Give them like 3 weeks. Once they're in the clear, once they no longer have that like weird new baby smell, that's when you give them a Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle, shit. You know, we living in hard times right now. Lucky to get a Beretta.
Oh man,
a nice gold-plated 1911.
Shoot. Give them that cheap gun off of the original Hitman series, the Hardballers.
Oh,
those things,
man.
I think they were crap anyway. They had a tendency to jam.
It's just PVC pipe with a hammer and a nail for a firing pin.
I think I saw that in a Harrison Ford movie.
There was I saw this online. They were doing a gun buyback in the UK.
Oh
and
God!
No questions asked. You show up with a gun, they'll give you some money. This guy was making his own shotguns for, I think it was like 10 or 15 pounds worth of material. It was like a metal pipe, a spring, some type of little hammer, and a firing pin. And he was turning in like 15 of them a week and getting paid like 800 or 900 pounds for it.
Jesus.
A week. So he was making like full-time money just making shitty little guns, and no questions asked. They would just hand him money for them.
800 or 900 pounds. That's like $1,500 a US.
Yep, a week for $50 worth of material.
Jesus Christ!
Which he could then turn around and just keep making more. And should shit ever go wrong in the UK, this guy now would have a large cache of improvised weapons. It's a win-win on every front.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that
fucking
man's gonna
good
be the
shit.
that man will be the next king of England.
Better King of England than King of Scotland.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I saw that movie once. Anyway, guys, we're getting close to that 2-hour mark. I'm enjoying the conversation, but we should pick this up next week. Talk some more about the challenges of adult life.
Go back into Discord and in the Twitch chat, and then look at my comment. It's like, if you have 15 minutes, I won't jump in so you don't go for an hour longer.
Oh, no!
Look at that timestamp, and look at the time right now.
I know. I was
win.
That's amazing.
I was perfectly cognizant of that. Like, yep, self-fulfilling prophecy. Thank you, Taylor.
That is amazing. Told you so.
I knew what I was jumping into. I chose to jump into the Discord channel. I could have said, nope, I'm going to wrap it up right here, but nope. It was a good chat, Joe. We're going to wrap up, and then I'm going to jump on Hearthstone and get my card back for the season. Woo!
I'm going to go smoke a cigarette and get back to doing work. I think there's a high humidity alarm that I have to ignore.
Humidity. Ugh. So,
the problem
I can be a responsible adult.
They're doing construction in one of the data centers that only has like 2 switches that are actually important in it. So I keep getting heat and humidity alarms, and it's like, there's only one air handler in there. What do you expect?
I love that you still have on-premise systems, because like everyone's fucking going to the cloud, and it drives me fucking batty. Because the cloud is not what it is cracked up to be. It's actually more expensive long term.
The only thing that the cloud is, or the only thing, we're going to talk a little bit of inside baseball for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be done. The cloud,
no, we'll go overtime then. The cloud is it. Go ahead.
It's only convenient when I want it to be convenient.
Go. The cloud, quick, go.
Cloud only should be off-site storage, and that's it.
I
It should
agree.
be for disaster recovery backups. You
I
shouldn't
agree.
be offloading processing power. You shouldn't be offloading app power to the cloud.
See, okay, note this down. We'll have a little tech corner next time. Write it down, Taylor.
Talk about I'm not writing anything down.
You suck.
It comes up organically every time.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that. Anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Where can we find you, Taylor?
Reagan, though. Yes.
Twitch.tv/Taylor7. Come subscribe. I have 3 cool emotes right now. My
Aw,
most recent
shit.
one that just got approved.
That's right.
No
A
one's gonna pay
recent
$25 for it.
Twitch affiliate inductee. WarChild, where can we find you? That frog kills me.
Twitter. You can find me on Twitter at WarChildGames.com or at WarboundRadio. Talking about a wide variety of topics such as #MeToo, gun control, and the latest thing I put out was a very heartfelt thank you to all my fans, whoever they may be, whether I have a lot or a little, doesn't matter. And WarChildGames.com.
Word. And of course, the flagship site is geekyanswers.net. You find me, YOGIZILLA, on Xbox Live and Twitter mainly these days. And yeah, that's all we got. Don't forget, visit us, geekyanswers.net. And leave us voicemail or text us 646-801-2149. And with that, guys, we will see you next week. Peace.
Subscribe to me.
Obey me.
It's only $5 and you get a cool coffee. Come on. Why not?